he is a man that deserves 3 names. His name is Thomas David Parker.
It's an awkward moment where I'm not behind the camera and I've had to adjust from Christy's height to my height. So when looking back on this later, it just might be my chin. I have no idea. I'm behind the camera, so I want to address that, but you're all over here, so just everyone. No. Oh, and everyone's been courteous enough to print things out. I'm that guy, reading on his phone, because this was totally planned and wasn't asked if I could do it yesterday. No, absolutely not. Okay, this is called A Gift for Grandma. I always found it difficult to get a gift for my grandma when I was young. This was mainly due to the fact she was a witch. I do not mean this in a metaphorical sense, though she wasn't particularly pleasant, but that she was a genuine pagan ritual practicing, bought all her clothes in Glastonbury, full member of the occult. And let me tell you, witches are not easy to buy for. Now, they read a lot, but they're not really the type to use a Waterstones gift card. They like the outdoors, but are unlikely to need a new Gore-Tex jacket. And their diet is weird. It's hard to find stuff they like, even in Holland and Barrett. What I'm saying is, buying her gifts was tricky, if you'll pardon the pun. However, this all changed when I was 12, when I accidentally gave her one of her favourite gifts of all time. I was at the age when I had begun rebelling against my parents, spent most of my time on my computer, and found the real world an inconvenience. So having my mother tell me we had to visit Grandma was hugely annoying. That it was her birthday and I had to bring a present was doubly so. I protested that buying her something was an impossible task and I had already made plans with my friend Ben, but my mum insisted I had to go. I explained I didn't have any time to buy Grandma a present and it would be better to stay at home than arrive empty-handed. However, her response was simply to state that she had meant to remind me to buy something sooner, and just because she forgot was no excuse for me not to go. This was one of those nonsensical arguments that were impossible to counter, but then my mother always possessed a supernatural ability to persuade people with non-logical arguments. I guess it must be one of the powers she inherited as the daughter of a witch. So we went, under the provision that her present was a joint gift from both of us, and that she agreed that Ben could come along. I thought it might be a tough sell to convince him that visiting an old lady was better than an evening playing video games, but he seemed quite keen. What I failed to realise at the time was that, he had never met a witch before and had lots of questions. What I failed to realise at the time was just how awkward his questions would become. Did you go to Hogwarts? He asked as soon as we got through the door. Where's your pointy hat? How many warts do you have? Do you really fly on a broomstick? My mother and I stood in embarrassed silence. We don't like talking about the family's magical side, mainly because the rest of us are non-practicing, but also because there's always been an unspoken understanding that it's not very polite to question someone on their beliefs. My grandma just smiled and leaned forward in her seat, gesturing for him to come closer so she could confide her secrets. However, when he approached, she tapped him on the head with her finger and said a word that, for your own safety, I won't repeat you. And he began to shrink. I leapt up in protest, but my mother grabbed my arm and gave me a look to show that I shouldn't intervene. Instead, I watched in stunned silence as my friend became smaller and smaller and hairier, until all that was left was a pile of clothes and a very confused-looking black terrier. Oh, thank you for my gift, my grandma said. Very kind. And with that, she picked up the dog and started petting it in her lap. Soon after, my mother hurried me out the door and took me home. What's going to happen to Ben? I asked once we were safely in the car. He'll stay with Grandma now, my mother replied. Will she change him back? She didn't change your Uncle Roger back, so I doubt it. I didn't remember having an Uncle Roger. I remember my grandma having a fish called Roger. And with that memory and my mother's stern tone, I decided to drop it. Suffice to say, if you ever see an elderly woman with bohemian clothes, erratic hair, and a small and very behaved black dog, it's probably best to be very polite and keep out of her way. Thank you.